First of all, I want to thank God this morning for the opportunity to be here and to tell a story, a true story, and that's what it's all about. My name is Donald Sweetback Archie, original Westside Crip. Craddock, tall, slender, light-skinned partner of mine, truly a force. I miss him today. And as you well know, Alex, even before his brother did the interview, I used to always mention Craddock to you. Craddock will always be a mainstay in my heart, along with Raymond, Benny Ray Simpson, Bulldog, and a lot of the other East Siders, but especially those three. I'll never forget Craig, true friend of mine, from the East Side to the West Side. You know, first of all, you have to think about it, we were all young. So whatever actions that we displayed, we were just trying to be somebody, you know, and not allow the system that's in the street to dictate what we can do and how we can do it. I went to school with those guys, and they knew where I lived at. And we had mutual respect because, of course, coming from the West Side going to the East Side at Edison and so forth, I was a pretty big guy. I was an athlete, very athletic. So, you know, I had some fights, you know, and people started to recognize who I was. And where you live at, homie? Well, I live on the West Side. And I hear people all the time talking about that Raymond and Craig came to the West Side and asked did the West Side want to be on. It wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't anything like that. The first time that Tookie, Buddha, and say portions of West Side met Raymond was at a record hop at Roosevelt Park that Raymond asked me to bring the West Side too, so everybody can, you know, get to know each other. He and I had already established the fact that in a combination of East Side and West Side, there would be an increase of knowledge, respect, and just how to do things the right way. See, St. Andrews Park and the Rio Show are on the West Side. I went to school on the East Side, but I never went on the East Side to any park to share meetings. Every meeting that East Side and West Side ever had that I know of, and believe me, I'm a central figure in that, there was never no dispute. Everybody used St. Andrews Park as theirs, whether you were from the East Side or the West Side. Even though it was East Side and West Side, we were one, you know.
Now, didn't some of the meetings take place at Centinela Park?
Well, that was later on in gangbanging days. That was past 74, 75 in those days when, for me, I looked at the actions of different sets as an opportunity to do and say what they wanted to do, instead of having to go to somebody on the East Side or somebody on the West Side and ask for permission to do something.
Most of those East Side guys must know, although Tookie became a major face of the West Side, he is probably the newest of the first generation West Sides. Am I right or wrong on that?
Well, yes, that's true. That's true. That's
because
true.
Bub was there before Tookie.
Exactly.
Cuz was there before Tookie.
Exactly.
Tony Craddock's comment even though Tookie did come a little bit later. What's your whole view of him calling Tookie third string at best?
Well, that's his opinion. That's his opinion. And I hope for sure his name was Tony. Tony, look at me and listen to me right now, young brother. Your brother was truly loved on the West Side. Your brother was truly respected in and out of the streets. And I can identify with you wanting your brother to be known. Your brother was someone to be reckoned with. He was a good friend of mine. I always mention Craig when I get into the logistics and the centerpieces of what allowed Crips to evolve. But bruh, it seemed like you got a little personal when you called Tookie third best. You said he was unapproachable. How do you know he was unapproachable? You were a young man. And knowing Tookie, if you really didn't know him, he didn't have time for you. So maybe that was the unapproachable part of it. And, you know, now that Tookie's not here and a lot of other guys are not here, if he was unapproachable to you, if he did anything to you that made you feel less or whatever, I'll apologize right now for that. Because this is not all about negative stuff. This is about positive. This is about taking CRIPS and although society has downed us and put us in gutters and in all the worst places in this world, we still find a way to rise. And that's why I'm here today, man. I understand. You know, I sympathize with you, man. I sympathize with you. True, your brother should be talked about a little bit more. But your brother was one of the first to leave here, man, and you know how it goes. Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Tony, I was really upset at you initially, especially when you said your brother came to the West Side and gave us an ultimatum: if we don't join the East Side, then you guys would beat us in. So far from the truth. So far from the truth. We've never had any real major negatives between East Side and West Side, and I appreciate that. I truly appreciate it for the guys that are gone, and even for the guys that are still here. For myself, people ask me all the time, man, you still work, you still out there with this? And I say, yeah, because the only way we can get something done is for the truth to be elevated.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Like and comment below to give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related videos to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description and listen to our weekly podcast, The Gangster Chronicles, every Thursday. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.